Good morning, everyone. Hope all is well. Everything's all right. Got a few still trying to connect, so we'll give them a chance. All right, looks like we're good to go for the most part. But once again, good morning. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Everybody's doing all right. So, last class, if I'm not mistaken, we closed out chapter 4. Yep. So, we closed out chapter 4. Um, did anybody have any questions on anything before we go any further? Anybody try anything, get stuck? Everybody doing okay? I see a head nod. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. So everybody good. Wanna move?
Mr. Tucker,
Yes.
I sent you an email a couple days ago or so about some technical difficulties with chapter 4, one of chapter 4's homework.
Okay. I'm still playing catch up,
Okay.
so I haven't got to it yet. But I'll make sure I see it. Okay, I see it was from Saturday, so I'll make sure I address it.
Okay. Whenever. I just make sure I couldn't drag.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, I'll take a look at that. If I have to, I'll try it myself. I know I remember assigning that type of problem. I thought it was just simple to do so, but I'll try it myself. And if there's an issue with it, I can just adjust the grades, and then we'll just roll on from there. So yeah,
Okay. Thank
but
you.
I'll email you back with what I find out.
Okay. Thank you.
Hmm. All right, thank you for that. Anybody else before I go on? Okay. So, today, wanted to do it, this weekend, but like I said, this weekend got a little hectic, playing a little catch up from this weekend. So, I will post your test review and your second test. So up to this point, we have, I didn't share it. Hold on.
I haven't taken my first test. Is that fine?
Oh yeah, it's fine. Yep, you guys have until August 8th to
Okay.
knock out everything. So there's a little flexibility, a little wiggle room. But what you don't want to, do is wait too long. You don't want to wait until August to do it, of course. But yeah, so you have some wiggle room there. All right. So at this point, you guys are held responsible for when you look at homework. You got chapter 1, 2. Because the way I look at things is that, I can't hold you responsible for something that we haven't talked about yet. So I'm just talking about everything you guys are held responsible for up to this point. All right, and then we had definitions that came from just out of chapter 1 and 2. And you have test 1, chapter 1, 2. And I am going to post, hopefully, test 2, which is chapter 3, 4 today. All right, so now there will be a test review that will be posted in reference to chapter 2's, or not chapter 2, but test 2's test. Remember, test reviews are not mandatory. I can use them as extra credit. If you, want details on everything, don't forget you always can look at that Math Lab specifics document that I sent you guys, but all of that is in there. So, but I will use it as a credit. But what I always suggest is for your test reviews, at least take a look at them. At least you'll know what will be on the test, what type of problems will be on the test. Definitions for any other chapter. I think in the past I did chapter 7. because it was kind of definitions heavy. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not guaranteeing that it will be, um, but we'll see. If I do it, of course, I will give you enough, heads up in which, it's not something that's pressured, like you got to get it in by tomorrow type stuff. So I wouldn't do that to you. All right. Questions on what is expected up to this point? Any questions? All right. Also, I was taking a look at my math lab and where most of us are, not talking about individually, but where most of us are. And, you know, we want to, we want to pick up the pace a little bit for some of us. A few of us are okay, but, we do want to pick up that pace. We don't want to get too far behind. So what I will do today, I know we'll do at least 5-1. That's only a few things. Point out a few things to 5-1. 5-2, right. We will do 5-2 today. Let's just do 5-1 today. All right, so the first section in chapter 5 is what is randomness. Let me see which way we want to go. All right, so first statement they start off with what is randomness. The what is randomness section. It says people are not good at identifying truly random samples or random experiments. So we need to rely on outside mechanisms such as coin flips or random number tables. All right, so random means that no predictable pattern occurs and that no digit is more likely to appear than any other. Of course, if I scroll up and you still copying something, always let me know. All right, so probability is used to measure how often random events occur. So just an example of that, there's a 50% chance that the coin will land on tails. Not long, right? Not long time. All right, so theoretical probabilities are long-run relative frequencies. It is the relative frequency at which an event happens after infinitely many repetitions. So that's why it's considered theoretical, because you can't run anything for an infinite amount of times. but it is considered theoretical. All right, just trying to give you an example that gives you perspective on what they mean by theoretical probability. So when we say a coin has a 50% chance of coming up tails, we mean that if it were possible to flip the coin infinitely many times, then exactly 50% of the flips would be tails. All right, so your empirical probabilities are short run relative frequencies based on an experiment. So the difference between the two is that when you look at tossing a coin 10 times, remember theoretical is infinitely amount of times. Your empirical is more realistic, is based on what you actually could do. So let's say you toss a coin 10 times and you get seven tails, then your empirical probability would be 7 out of 10, which is 70%. All right. So any questions on the difference between empirical probability and theoretical probability?
Can you just scroll down a little bit the picture, the image?
Okay, tell me how far.
No, scroll down, no up.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so empirical probability tells us how often an event occurred in an actual set of experiments. So that's what we went back to when we just finished talking about flipping the coin 10 times. So your empirical probability tells, is based on your actual observations. All right, so let me finish writing theoretical. All right, so theoretical probabilities are based on theory and tell us how many times an event would occur if an experiment were repeated infinitely many times. Let's see, that's another section. All right, so simulations are experiments used to produce empirical probabilities. Investigators use simulations or use them with the hope that their experiments simulate the situation they are examining. So, if you go back to flipping the coin, instead of actually flipping the coin yourself, you run a computer simulation wherein it, throws up a coin, and then you be able to look at the results, however many times. So maybe you run the simulation 400 times, versus you actually flipping the coin 100 times yourself. I guess I could have said that. And that's all. In the green, I was just writing one could use a computer program to simulate flipping a coin 100 times. All right. Any questions? I got one more statement just to make sure we're good, just in case Math Lab asks. Where's the screen? Oh, no, I don't want to go there. That's- All right. I know somebody still needs you green. Are we good to go? Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay. Last statement, like I said, just in case Math Lab asks you, because you see, in this section is really just setting up what we'll be doing for the rest of the chapter, dealing with probability. Theoretical probability measure the proportion of times events would occur if an experiment is repeated infinitely many times. So we already mentioned that. But this means it is impossible to carry out this task, right? It's impossible for us to run something infinitely many times. That's why it's theoretical. So we can use the empirical probabilities to estimate and to test theoretical probabilities. All right. Any questions before we go anywhere else? Anybody still copying? Make sure we're good. All right. So I'm going to pause right here. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I don't know if I even finished my statement about my math lab. I think I said it, but I want to give you guys a chance to get in there and get caught up because your second test will be posted today, and we have some people right there in chapter 4, but we have a lot that aren't, and so I don't want you guys to get too far behind. Now, keep in mind I can't do this every single time, if I see you guys behind, but try to give you guys the opportunity to get caught up, this time if nothing else. And so that test will be posted. That means our next test, though, we will be looking to have proctored. That'll be our third test. So remember, I told you we do need to get, proctored tests in there, here, there. So our third test will be proctored. We'll talk about the details on that, as we get closer to it. And that will be on 5 and 6. So questions on that? Everybody good? Straight.
I just have one quick question.
Mm-hmm.
On the test, does it have like how our homework has, and it'll walk us through the steps, or no?
Oh, nah. So that's why it's good that you take notes. And that's why I say it's good that you look at the test review to make sure and then you can take notes off of your test review and make sure you're good going into the actual test itself. Now the first one I didn't do a test review on because it was more so definitions and graphs and stuff. But this one, chapter 3, chapter 4, will have a test review that will help streamline your studies and make sure you're prepared. Going into the type of calculations, type of calculations that they're asking of you. Yeah. All right.
And that'll be posted under assignments, the test review?
It will actually be posted. Let me make sure because I think you guys have a different setup than my other class. Hold on. Let me go to the main menu. Yep. So yeah, we'll be under assignments. And so this tab right here, you can either click all assignments. Notice how it has homework, tests like that. You can change it to just homework, or you can change it to just quizzes and tests. And so that's how you can do that. But this tab right here, let you shift that. And like you said, yep, it's all under the assignments link.
So it's those orange boxes things. That's what we would click on.
Down here?
Yeah, that have instead of the green diamond one, it would be like that.
Now, are you talking about for the review or?
For the review, yeah. Or
Okay.
is that what the test, is that what the review looks like? And it would say chapter 4 and then another one for chapter 5.
Okay. Great question. Let me address this here. Make sure, because I'm not saying that you're saying this, but I want to make sure nobody else think that this is what you're saying. Notice, guys, right here it says sample tests and quizzes. So do not do any of these down here.
Okay.
So now, so that means the only test that you guys will have when you click quizzes and tests will be above, that sample tests and quizzes. So now, but when it comes to your review, I will create it as a homework assignment. So it'll be under here. And so it's going to be posted right after this 4.4. It'll say test 2 review.
Okay, gotcha.
And it'll be created as a homework so you guys can do all of the help me solve this tools and all this stuff like that. Yep. All right. Good question, though. Good question. Anything else? Anybody else? Anybody good? Okay. All right. So if you guys are good, I am good. If you have sent me an email, I will be, trying to get caught up and getting completely caught up today. And so look out for a response from me. Also, like I said, I'm posting the test and the test review today. Let me see anything else. So next class, we'll get into 5.2, answer any questions if you have them, and we'll go from there. All right, so you guys have a good one. Be safe, and I will see you on next class.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.